Merry battalion, march to victory. Merry battalion, staunch and true. Merry battalion, march to glory. Take the honour.
The whare nui is Taharangi. This is the whare that my father was brought up with his grandmother, Kiri Kaiahi. It's a small whare nui, and so for most of his life he was living with her, and they slept in here, they slept in Taharangi. My grandfather was the Raharuhi Pururu. The Raharuhi Pururu was the one who spoke with Apirana Ngata, encouraging them to come to Rotorua to do the farming scheme. There was also a connection with my grandmother who was from Ngāti Kahungunu, Ngāhuia Virko. When my father was probably a teenager, he joined the Pioneer Battalion. When he came back, he then went to the First World War, where he was injured at Passchendaele, and then came back to do farming after that. He came into farming because my grandfather was also a farmer.
We're standing on land where my grandfather and grandmother lived and where he won his Ahu Whenua trophy for beef and sheep farming. There were many happy moments here because I would go out on the farm with him on the tractor. He was just always busy. My grandfather was just so busy, but there was always a wonderful veggie garden that he also managed on the side of the house. He was soft-spoken to us, and even to Nani Puti, he was a lovely man. His nature was just full of love for us.
This land belongs to Ngāti Kiaroa. My grandfather lived further up the road. He had land there, and he kind of divided it up amongst his children, and then my father came to this spot here to do his farming. The significance of the bluff is it's our main maunga here at Ngāti Kiaroa. It's where Kahumata Momoe washed his hands, and that's how it gets its name. The farm is currently being leased by my cousins. They have a trust and they lease the farm out. If I look at the farm, and how they maintain it, we're really happy with the things that have been happening.
My grandfather, Patu Raharuhi, in 1937 entered the Ahu Whenua competition and came third. And then in 1954 he won the Ahu Whenua competition for sheep and beef. He was presented with the Ahu Whenua trophy in 1954 at the Kiaroa Marae. And so we understand he was the first winner ever of that trophy. The judges' comments described my grandfather of 24 years committed to furthering his knowledge of farming, that his knowledge of the Horohoro district and its farming conditions was immense. He was a highly skilled carpenter and was complimented on his exemplary care and upkeep of his machinery, implements and utensils, and rated his management of his pastures, stock, shelter and winter feed provisions as excellent.
Well, when my grandfather retired, he moved back here to Tarewa and lived in the house next door. Also, when my dad retired from farming, he also moved back here to Tarewa. So it's been a really important place for all of us. Well, not long after my grandfather retired, he passed away. His last wish to my father was that he maintain the buildings at this marae, Tarewa Pounamu, and so my father did. He did a lot of renovation on the marae. He renovated our wharepuni, which was becoming run down. He also then renovated our whare nui. He also built our wharekai in 1965. Our whānau has always been the people who look after this marae. Our marae is currently leased out to a social service provider. So we provide services for the community and for our hapu and our people. And that was the wish of my father.